effect here, or well, not less, gamer tag, but no, it's Melter here, and I'm going to be doing a quick review or this short stream about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot for the PS4, and you know, I'm only at, well, for Goku 76, but I've beaten the game. I have some side stuff to finish and hidden stuff, but besides that, you know, play through the main story so I can actually talk about the game itself. Going with graphics, it's really pretty. We can just look around, we can see, and if you've seen the gameplay and stuff, if I've played, it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. I mean, you can go into first person mode, which is kind of interesting. When you're first person mode, you know, you can attack stuff like, yeah. Fire, you know, you'll need that for like destroying crystals and stuff. And it's pretty cool for that. You know, the graphics are beautiful. As you can see, this is Planet New Namek. It's very pretty and beautiful. You know, we can get around, find other things. The map itself is this really big map. Then if I go to the worlds here, you know, see, I am right here. I can also go to the land of the Kais and King Kai's planet, which is really tiny. But over here, there's actually a lot of places to go to in the game, and they all are very beautiful. You know, you've got Korin Tower, Kami's Lookout, you know, the little sacred land here. You got Nam's Village, Aloe Outcrop, which, you know, I don't remember that name before, but some of these names I'm like, I don't remember their names, like Darlinge Poliniana. I don't remember that name, you know, but I do remember obvious names like, you know, Kami House, Satan City, or Orange Star City, depending on where you are, Ginger Town, Papaya Town, which is near where the World Tournament is. You know, Capsule Corp in West City, of course, is very obvious. But, you know, like if I wanted to, you know, for like going to places collecting the Dragon Balls and stuff, that's a fun thing to do. So, but there have been very little glitches with the graphics here and there, but that also goes into like story and audio problems, like repeat itself or other things of that. But there hasn't been any real big bad issues with the graphics. It was like playing, would be not the graphics, but the gameplay of like some of the training modes to learn new fighting styles and stuff.
This thing's giving off a lot of energy.
And that problem was the characters would go underneath the actual ground, so I couldn't get to them, so I had to wait for them to go up. And that was a little bit of an issue. I've had very little other problems, like you know, the game needing to reboot or reset, and it's happened on stream. You know, like the first thing is like the most big obvious one, which is you know, like, what was it?
Might cause some trouble later. Best to deal with this now.
I'm a little spot here.
Yeah.
Oh, I took that guy out. That was a quickie.
Doesn't look like
there's some weak people. But no, you know, like collecting Dragon Balls is a fun little thing to do. Some of the, you know, these missions here are fun, but also they also kind of repeat too. You know, like, what was it, like the one woman that gives you all the ingredients, you have to save her all the time. It looks like you have to do it multiple times, maybe. I don't think I have to save her again. But, you know, those are some repeater quests. Like, you get Dragon Balls, and some of the things you can do, like if I go over here, show you, go here, select what you can make a wish. I can make 3 wishes, which is, the most obvious is I want more Z orbs, be rich, get, you know, extra rare items. This is how, you know, wish back King Cold and his men, androids 19 and 20, Bobbity and his minions. Down here, I've already got them and completed them, which was Raditz, Nappa, Dodoria, Zarbon, and Ginyu Force, Apul, and Kui, and the Cell Juniors. And that's all taken care of. I only have to grab 2 more Dragon Balls, and we'll make some wishes, and which is that's what I'm actually going to do. Because it's actually quite easy to get these Dragon Balls. At the same time, it's kind of a little tough. So where's the other Dragon Ball at? There's one here. Well, I only see one. Well, then I'll just go get the one where I can see it. Oh, that's down here, Blake Bog. But, you know, this is a very simple, and, you know, the only thing that I have to wait on is the downloading. Sometimes it takes a while, and that's one issue of doing some of these stories is it'll take you to a different location, but while you making the choice, but because it has to do that, the loading hits. And you have to wait, and it'll take you, and sometimes it's like you only do there for a cutscene, and it'll take you to a different location or back to the other one. So I kind of feel like you really didn't need all that loading for no reason. It's just, you know, it's kind of a little annoyance. But collecting all these items and doing all these things, even though they're, it's still fun. Because, you know, I still got stuff to do right now, but if I had already finished everything, it's like, there wouldn't be anything to do until waiting for DLC, which I did not pay for yet. I'll probably get another time. That said, you know, where is the next Dragon Ball at? But, yeah, with that said, the story was pretty good because it's, well, obvious. It follows the original story of Dragon Ball Z, starting from Raditz all the way up to Majin Buu, and it's pretty cool and pretty fun because, you know, we've all been there. But, you know, but to some people they're like, I've already played that story, and I can understand that. Well, with that said, they called the game Dragon Ball Kakarot, but you mostly play as Gohan. In fact, Gohan, I have him at what, level 80, and Goku's at 76. By the end of it, you know, it's really, you know, Dragon Ball Z, Son of Kakarot. But, you know, that's kind of like basically what, you know, the second half of Dragon Ball was about, was, you know, Goku's an adult, but he keeps dying or, you know, whatever, and he's not there half the time. But they added a lot of, you know, there was not much taken away from this. This is actually more adapted to the manga than the actual animated one. Anime. You know, so if you were expecting to fight Garlic Jr., or you're expecting to, I don't know, fight someone else, you know, like, let's say,
this one seems pretty tough.
Alright, now here we go into a battle. So, yeah, you're not going to be able to fight Garlic Jr. or whatever. None of the people from the movies are in here. But what it takes away from stuff like that, what it takes away from that is, you know, there's no movies and stuff. It just, you know, plays straight to the series. I have no idea where we're going to go after this, because even though it's fun, you know, and I get done with this with the DLC, where are they going to go? Some people were saying stuff like it's going to, looks like I'm missing somebody. Oh yeah, we went through the, like you saw, we went through the ground, so there are some glitches here and there, but it is what it is. And now I'm just trying to, see, I can't even do anything yet. Hold on, instant combat, that's pretty good. Yeah, but the fighting actually is pretty fun. You got you know, all this air battle stuff. But the problem with it, it's fun, but at the same time, it's how you call it, repetitive. It's very easy, and that's another problem with the game. Is there is no hard mode. There is no easy mode. Everything's got one just simple difficulty level, normal, or whatever you want to call it. it kind of gets a little harder. I mean, kind of, but you know, that's about it. There's recovery. So, but you know, you get a lot of cool RPG-ish elements. You know, it does fight this whole new hybrid, the fighting game, adventure game, but it has a lot of RPG elements. You got a team, whatnot. So now we're gonna go make the wish, so I can show you guys what the wish is gonna. I mean, you know how it works. So I'm just go ahead and make the wish, and just you know bring back those guys to eventually fight them. First wish, second wish, and third wish, and I'll make the summon. And I just finished something earlier, which was I had collected the Dragon Balls on Namek for the one time only to wish back Frieza, Cell, and Majin Buu, I think. Well, Frieza, Cell, somebody else, but
I shall grant one wish, anything that is within
yeah, Majin Buu was brought back, or Kid Buu was brought back by asking, I think, Baba, and that was the only difference because he hadn't been reincarnated yet. So they, you know, this is just right after Buu. It doesn't skip over Super, and you know, to the future where Majin Oob or like Oob is. So he hasn't, you know, appeared yet. But with that said, you know, the game, I'm still having fun playing. It's a very fun thing to do. You know, you collect stuff like that. You see there, premium gazelle, golden gazelle meat. It's something you'll collect, and it goes into your items. Like, you know, right here it'll be like these food items. It'll be like, alright, so those are fruits, those are rices. The fish you catch, yeah, if you've seen the gameplay of catching the fish, yeah, there's premium golden gazelle meat. But you use that, and it'll make these dishes. When you talk to somebody, it'll make it for you. And Chi-Chi will make a big dish for you. And you can get more of them by completing side quests. And I think it's, I mean, like, you get these odd items, like, that'll boost up your community. And I got a car. I also have, yeah, oh yeah, I forgot. I have a car, but I also have Flying Nimbus. Alright, now I don't know why that happened, but that was kind of weird. I guess you can. Oh. So I guess this is like, you know, there's a time trial you'll run into like this.
I can tell this thing's got lots of energy.
So you'll do stuff like this, but beyond that, you know, like you see, like there's these like red stuff here. These are like villainous enemies we can fight. These towers here, you'll see a red whip ribbon tower. You'll see Frieza spaceship. You can take them down and get special rare items and food items. The yellow is for dinosaurs. These apples, white apples here, are just trees you can get, you know, apples and stuff from. You can knock out a dinosaur, you can't kill them. But, you know, then the blue stuff here is like for sub-story. If they had a red, you know, exclamation mark in a voice box, that would have been the main story, but we're done with main story. Down here you can, you know, you can see like a training thing here, or if you go over here where this is flashing, this is where you can go and get stuff like, you know, buy stuff from merchants and stuff. And you see the fish, that's where you can fish from. And it's all, you know, listed right here on the right. But that said, let's see, what do we got? Perfect. Alright, let's just see this other thing that's not here. We'll do another quest, just how the quests work real quick. No, that's King Cold. I think I have to Gohan to fight him. Yeah, some of this stuff, you know, you have to go over here in story mode, which is weird. Because, like, for example, if I go to fight King Cold, which is, it'll show in the character box it has to be Gohan. Same thing with Babidi's minions. Frieza has to be Goku. So does, you know, all these other guys have to be like Goku or like O'Reilly's here. And let's go on to, like, you know, you see me as some of these characters. I can play as certain ones. Exactly who I can play as is actually going to be Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Trunks. Those are the characters I can play as. Now, everyone else that I can't play as, they have the little blue thing on the far right of the name. That's the, you know, hang out with you. You know, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, Kid Trunks, Android 18, and Goten are the only ones that can be hanging out in your party, that you can't control them. And each of them has different kind of, like, shown like little icons on, you know, right next to them, like Goku and Vegeta, Kid Trunks, and Goten have fists. That means they're more melee based. Versus, like, you know, Gohan, Piccolo, and Trunks, and 18, they have shields because, you know, they're more defense. And these other kind of support characters got these green guys. I guess they're more for, like, little support and effects. Because, like, Chaozu has, when you go to a skill tree, it'll show you, like, his abilities. And, you know, as you level up and whatnot and get other and go through training, like, I'll just level that up. Now he knows Dodon Ray level 3. He also has telekinesis, which only has 1 level. But the telekinesis is pretty cool because it can freeze. And when you learn new moves and you got new moves and ability and want to add them to your attack and stuff, you have to go over here to the skill palette, which shows different things. Which now I can add different things like morale booster or off the radar. That's a whole thing for making it harder to attack and whatever reasons. So you got more stuff to use for these characters. And as you can see, most of these characters look like how they should look by the end of Dragon Ball Z was after the boost cycle, which is Goku and Gohan, Krillin, Piccolo always looks the same. Well, you know, Trunks, Goten, and 18, they all have the actual right look. The only ones that don't have the correct look, well, you have to bypass Trunks because he's gone to. After the game was over, I got him back, so it doesn't matter. But you know, Chelsea, you know, doesn't really count because I'm not sure, because we didn't see him at all. And Tien was cut from here. I don't know if he was. I forget if he was actually shown in the manga, but he was in the anime where he helped out against Boo for a second, and he was wearing his blue attire. But the last thing you would see if he wasn't even shown would be, you know, what he was wearing when he fought Cell, which you know, I guess that's what he was wearing. But I was, you know, I thought he had that little green drape on. I guess I could be wrong. And then Yamcha, who, you know, last time I saw him, you know, at least in the anime, was he had the right haircut. But he did not wear that attire. He was just wearing his regular yellow clothing. Well, and then now Vegeta's back to wearing, you know, the classic form here, you know, his suit, instead of what he was wearing in the tournament, because I guess, you know, if the DLC goes to Battle of the Gods, he's got the right attire. Goku kind of does too, but close enough. And moving on to that, you know, we've seen the characters and some of the skill trees and what you can learn, but for, like, let's say, for example, Goku has, like, this is stats, it'll show you. And if you go to, like, Goku has, like, a lot more moves, as you can see. And some of these are just leveled differently. You got Dragon Hammer Strike. Yeah, you got these different ones. Impact. Actually, I don't think I've tried Dragon Hammer Strike with him, so I think I'm going to switch that for later. Just to have something different, you know. Super Kamehameha, he's got Guided Kamehameha, he's got Spirit Bomb, he's got Spirit Bomb EX, which I think that's just the bigger version of regular Spirit Bomb. I could be wrong, but it's interesting. And I can add more stuff to here. Let's see here. We'll do Full Tilt. But you know, you can add that stuff, and his skill tree is much bigger because he's the main character. And you can see I can do other things and get other things here. And it's pretty cool because, you know, you can learn a lot more stuff, and as he levels up, like, I gotta reach 80, I gotta reach 95, 90, 80, 90, 100. That's the one that you have to get to 100, the ultimate spirit bomb, which is going to be his final one, because, you know, he's got a limit breaker Kamehameha I don't have yet. But, you know, these are all extra stuff that links up as you spend all these orbs you need to collect. And, like, if I just click this one, level up Super Saiyan 2, it's going to take all these orbs away from me, and it's leveled up. It's got a nice little tree and skill here. It's very fun to play of this. When we move on to community, I mentioned this earlier. The soul emblems you get complete and stuff, and I've almost got all of them. Looks like I got 2 more to add in, so let's see here, go to the details. It shows what she's good at. If I give her a gift, let's see here, let's say cooking, anything. So if I give her this, it's gonna make her more of my friend. It'll boost up her cooking, and once she hits something, she's gonna get more points, and that's gonna unlock stuff. So if I add 1 for that, now I just got the frozen rabbit meat, 10 of them, and that's great. And she's almost maxed out. And these are silver, some of them are brass, and some of them are golden, which means I've maxed most of it out. So then, besides doing that, I'll take a character here, and I could just click it here. That adds up, and it'll give me some boosts. But if I look at her, she gets a special boost by being around Android 8 or 8er. Now I gotta find him. Is he around here? He is. But let's see here. Does he have? You know, if I click them together, it would do something. But we're not going to worry about that. I'm just going to go ahead and try to get Purunga and add him somewhere. It shows different, you know, what he can do. So we'll add him with right here.
State your wishes.
And like that.
They can be anything that you desire.
And like that, you know, that activated a bonus because Purunga can be connected to Dende or the dragon itself, which is very cool. Now if I want to get it right, I'll do it here, and then I'll move it here. So now I can get more of a bonus.
I cannot.
Hey, what's the...
Apparently, looks like I have to move it one more time, and then I'll move it here, and then I get double bonuses.
I shall grant you any 3 wishes.
And then there's that one again. So now I've got even more bonuses, and it's added more and more to this, and depending on what you have can actually help you out. Like the training can give you more battle XP as you play the game, and that would help you out a good bit as time moved on. And if I go over here to where the story is, like I haven't beaten certain people like Deborah, you know, the androids here, and once I beat them I will get their coin from them. And that's a very important thing, because that way I can actually use that in the community. There is a hidden quest that connects it to something else that I'm not going to say, but also these Dragon Balls, they have a wait time. So now I got to wait to get more of them, just to point that out. And then there's this Z Encyclopedia, which has so much different stuff going on that you get stuff for. And you know, because the story, this is the story that, and when I click it, it'll tell me more about it. If I click that, it'll tell me the summary and notes and whatnot. And that's the little thing about it. And that's all. And some other stuff it does. It has a cool timetable sheet. Like this here, which is really cool. It shows everything, every little thing here. Of who's related to who, or who's friends, what's going on. That would be the Saiyan one. The next one would be the Frieza arc, then the Android arc, and then finally the Boo arc. And I think I have yeah, the only thing they don't show is, I guess, Giba, who is the original son of Android 20, or Dr. Gero, who they announced to be Android 16. There's a lot of like hidden stuff going on in the game. They have a lot of cool stuff where you get to see all these old characters like Bora and Upa and Suno and Ader. You get to see Launch a lot, since we never got to see her really much else in the anime, which is pretty good bonus. And you got characters, the world, bestiary of all the beasts I've seen most of them. The vehicles, the items, the terms, the cards. There's 100 cards. I've gotten 61 out of them. I've gotten all the videos, and I've gotten all but one of the BGMs. I mean, I've pretty much completed most of this stuff. I mean, there's not much left for me to do, and it shows the unlocks of what's left, which is I gotta get 54 entries total, a little bit more, and then I'll get the final BMG unlock list. So that's that, and also get 5 medals. So, or whatever, and then that's cool. And that's the whole thing about that. The party. Now, if someone would ask me, is this a great game? Is it worth the money? I'd say it's a good game. I'd say it's, maybe it's worth $60. I don't have a problem with it. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball. So with that said, I don't have an issue. I mean, there's a lot of stuff for me still left to do and other stuff, but I'm not going to be continuing to playing this right now. I'm going to take a break from it and play something else. But I just wanted to give a quick review, which I guess is longer than it should be, but I thought it would have been fair enough for me to do a review of this game I've been playing and streaming since I've gotten this game this past month, and be honest about it. I think it's great. It's a great way to dive into the world. There are some things that are annoying with the load times and some of the quests, and that they play around with what they'll put in the game and they didn't. Trying to figure out. Yeah, we're gonna follow the anime, but we're gonna add stuff, but we're not. Well, we're gonna follow the manga, but we're gonna add stuff. So they would skip over, like Garlic Jr. and whatever else they could, have as a, filler. They just, like the Otherworld tournament. Oh, that's another thing that bothers me. Otherworld. Goku dies. I expected to actually be Goku traveling, and there's through Snake Way and the Princess Snake and all that stuff, and falling into hell and all that. None of that's there. You don't visit hell. You don't. It cuts all that and skips all that stuff. So that's a downside. I kind of wish that was in the game, so you could play as Goku and have fun doing that. Even though it would have been still fun to see these other characters like Pygon and whatnot, but they weren't added in the game. So that's one minus. But does it hurt the game? Not really. It doesn't. It doesn't affect or hurt the game. It's still a fun, great game, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this review, and I hope you enjoyed watching all the gameplay of me trying to figure it all out and stuff. Even though, kind of wish there was a difficulty mode, and instead of this, because I think this game is a little easier than it should be. But oh well, it's still a fun game to play. And, alright, I'll catch you guys later, because I'm going to go ahead and try a different game soon.